G'day guys, and welcome to the latest update for the old Prado. First change to the car has been the addition of a boat rack. We had one of these on before, took it off, put it on the coaster trailer, and now we found a need for it again, so put a new one back on top. On the back we've still got the rack for the treads, and inside the drawers haven't changed, I think, since the last time you saw an update, but they needed a bit of sorting out, and we'll go through that a little bit later in the video. They were quite a big mess. I had all sorts of things all over the place, but this was the result of a big sort out I did, and I go through the details of what's in there a little bit later in this video. So no real changes to the drawers. Still got the old angle fridge there, which we've had for, I don't know, probably 15 years now. Still plods along pretty well. Got that on a slide to just make it easy to get the stuff in there. Now we've got the 2-zone on top. You would have seen that in a previous update. Gives us a full 100 litres of fridge space if we want it, or a combination of 60 litres freezer and 40 litres fridge on top. Works really well, but it does take up a lot of room. Couple of cup holders on the back there, and I think that's all pretty much as it was the last time you saw the vehicle. Still got the old strip light on here. I keep meaning to secure this better by putting some screws into it, but haven't got round to that yet. You can see it sags a little bit on top and looks crappy, but it works, does a good job. It's adjustable. It's just one of the touch switches, so you can make it brighter or more dull, and that's been working pretty well for us. No changes needed to that, apart from the fact that I really do need to tidy that up a little bit and make it look neater. Now getting up on top, apart from the boat rack, no real changes up here. We've still got the jerry can holder. We only put the strap on that when we've actually got jerry cans we want to carry up there. A little bit of rust in there, I note, which I'll need to have a look at. On top there's a heap of room. We don't make a huge amount of use of the rack on top, but I'm thinking of putting a solar panel up there at some stage. Just an idea at this point. I don't know if I will actually go through with it, but we'll see. Now back down to the drawers area. We've got the travel buddy there, of course. You all have seen that in a previous video. We did have a little problem with the LED light, and got a repair for that. You can see we've put the different catch on there. The catches that come with the travel buddy are bloody hopeless. I wish they'd get rid of them and put these different catches on. And there is our water pump on demand. Little switch, inline switch there. Not very neat, I know. A lot of people do really neat work and make their vehicles look amazing, but I tend to be a little bit more untidy, I'm afraid. The second AGM battery there. We've got another AGM battery under the bonnet, so that's a power box, and we can easily remove that if we need to. In this corner we've still got the red arc inverter, and down squeezed in behind there some Anderson plugs and the power panel. That just all sits there and does very little. In the passenger section we have the flexible water tank, the water bladder. That's all plumbed in and can be removed easily. So that's why we've got the valve on there, so that can be turned off and the tank taken out. Now we've got the drinking water in the car here, in the water bladder, and if you've watched our videos before you'll have seen that. This little fella here is the nozzle I use for filling things up. Little switch in here. If I can reach it. That turns on the on-demand pump. Now the kettle's looking a bit sort of scaly, but I'll give it a bit of a rinse. Been a while since the kettle's been used. It's looking a bit, I think it needs some CLR in there. Anyway, that'll have to do. One of the most useful mods I've done is to put in this hanging section that makes use of the space under the roof. It's really just wasted space, and it's great for sticking things like pillows, hats, coats, just light stuff. But it's a brilliant use of space that you don't get to use otherwise. Now let's have a quick look at the front end. Not much is modified under the bonnet. We have a second battery, that's the second AGM battery. There is a CTEC DC to DC charger. And the old battery charging system for the second battery is still in place there. But really under the bonnet, it's all pretty much stock standard, just a 3-litre turbo diesel engine that comes with the 90 series. This particular model of it. So really not much to tell you about the engine bay. It's a little bit grubby, and I leave it to mechanics to work on it. On the back windows we've still got the homemade screens, still working, but they're getting a bit bubbly. I'll probably replace those at some stage. Now if anybody knows an easy cheap fix for this, please let me know. All the clear coat is starting to come up. That's one reason I really don't like metallic paint. They always seem to do this, and it's really starting to look horrible. I would like to get it fixed, but I don't want to spend a bucket load of cash on it. It really doesn't do anything to the vehicle, it just looks horrible. Okay, now outside on the front end there we have the spotlights and the light bar. We don't make a lot of use of them. We don't do a lot of night driving, but they look cool. The old spotlights needed replacing because one of them got broken, so it was just an excuse to go and buy a bit of a toy, really. G'day guys, welcome to WA Now and Then. We're off at Belinda Vale Farm at the moment, or Belinda Vale Grazing, I think it's more properly known as. Little place down near Keysbrook, and you can come in here and stay if you're self-contained. That means you've got to have your own toilet, water, everything. No facilities, just beautiful little places to camp. And what I need to do at the moment, we're just testing out the new camping trailer. For those of you who are not aware of that, I was busy building it over the winter. We've got all the build videos on our Patreon channel, so if you want to check those out, you can hop over there and join up. Only costs a very small amount every month to get a lot of extra content that you won't see on this YouTube channel. But anyway, back to the subject at hand, and that is this test trip. We're trying to work out where everything is at the moment, because it's a hell of a mess. The problem is I just haven't had time to sort things out at home, and we just piled everything in, so we're missing things. There's stuff that I just can't find it. So the time has come to pull all the drawers out, empty everything, empty all the boxes, and have a look at exactly what we've got. And I think while that sun is popping in and out, I better grab my hat too. Okay, so the first drawer I'm going to empty out is going to be what I call the tools and recovery drawer, and I want to see exactly what I've got in there, so let's have a quick look. Well, as you can see from that, it's a pretty big mess, and that needs sorting out desperately. So job number one is going to be to find some bags and bits and pieces that I'm not using, or something that's underutilised, and try and fit all the odds and ends in one place. He says dropping all the odds and ends. That's going to be an interesting job. Let's see how we go. I'll be back again once we've sorted that lot out. Now ordinarily you'd expect the recovery gear to go in the front of the drawer, but we very rarely go places we need recovering from, so it's unlikely that it's something we're going to use a lot. So the snatch strap's going right at the back, and then we've got some strip lighting that we don't make use of a lot. I may need it sometime, but again, it's something that's not going to be used a lot, so that'll go in the back. All the little odds and sods that were loose in the drawer I'm now going to put in this bag, so that'll include bolts and all the bits and pieces, electrical things, R-clips, whatever I can find that's just floating around loose in the drawer go in there. The puncture repair kit again can probably go right at the back. It's something we don't make use of much. Fits on top of the snatch strap pretty well. Gets those bigger items out of the way. Okay, so let's see how far we've got so far. We've got tyre repair kit back there, snatch strap, some strip lighting, a little bag full of bits and pieces, bolts and Sikaflex and goodness knows what else in there, so that's useful stuff. Small toolkit, very small toolkit, the jack and the jack extenders, some coolant, the tyre deflator, a recovery point that goes in the recovery point for the reese hitch, toe ball spanner which is in here, little shifting spanner, and now I have to try and put this thing together in a way that doesn't drive me crazy. I hate these things. And if anybody's got a better way of wrapping these jumper cables up, please make a video and show everyone, because these are horrible things to pack away. They're such an odd shape. There's got to be a better way of doing it than that, surely. But anyway, that's going to go in the front of the drawer, something that might be needed in a hurry. Now there's 2 cans of WD-40, obviously we don't need 2. We'll keep this one in the car, simply because that's great for reaching hard to get to spots. Got a tent peg hammer. That is a very, very used piece of equipment, so that will go right up this end of the drawer. Got a couple of particularly long tent pegs, sometimes come in useful in soft ground, especially if there's a lot of wind. Just pop those on top. We have a bag of tent pegs. Now probably as well to carry some of those in here. We've got a heap of them in the trailer, so we'll carry a few here. A couple of headlights, the Audi ones, no batteries in them at the moment, but just leave those sitting floating around in the drawer. Some zip ties which I'm going to have to replenish, they're starting to run out, so I have to get some more of those. Obviously they get used every 5 minutes, so we keep those right on top. So rubbish bags, a little foam kneeling pad, that's really good for old farts like me. Protects your knees when you're doing stuff and you have to get down in the gravel. That sits nicely there and it keeps this end flat, make sure nothing gets caught as you're opening and closing it. So that's about it, that's that drawer sorted out, and at least I know for now what's in there. Next one to have a look at will be the cooking drawer. And fans of Harry's channel, note we carry that in the back. That's Harry's new book. Awesome little book. If you haven't got a copy, get over to Fire to Fork, the channel and the website, and grab a copy of that. We just received it in time to bring away on this trip. I've been drooling over these pictures. My God, look at that. If that's not food porn, I don't know what is. Beautifully produced, and some great recipes in there. I've bought a lot of sort of barbecue-y books in the past, and it's all the same stuff with different sauces. With Harry's book, there's all sorts of really different recipes. It's actually a genuine cookbook that's got some different things in there, not all the same thing with one ingredient changed in every recipe. And you see a lot of books like that these days. This is really worthwhile grabbing a copy of, so give you a plug, Harry. Go grab yourselves a copy of that. You'll make use of it when you go camping, I guarantee that. And this is the meagre amount of stuff that I managed to remove from the bottom drawer. Not a lot. That one will go back in because it'll have the guidelines for the awning in it, but apart from that, all the rest of this stuff I'll put somewhere else. Okay, so same thing now with the kitchen drawer, which is the top drawer. There is some other stuff that goes in here, including the cutlery box and the knife set here. They will get put in. What I'd also like to fit in is I've got a box of condiments there, pepper and rub and olive oil spray. I'd like to be able to fit that in as well. But we'll have a look at that once we are packing up, because that is still in use on this camp. And we have our beverages bag, which is full of different sorts of easy to make hot drinks. But again, that's in use at the moment, so I won't be trying to fit it in until we leave. So as you can see, the cookery drawer's got a bit of space in it. I've still got some plates to put back in here. The cutlery has to go back in, but there's plenty of room for all that. So we don't really have any hassles fitting what we need in this drawer. I'm going to keep the battery operated shower in here, so that if we need to use the shower and we're out away from the camper trailer, we'll have that available. And that's the drawers sorted out.